Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake has turned on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, on whom she once lavished praise for his BDE. You know what that stands for, right? You don't have to make me say it. And called him a model for Republican governors around the country. Do you remember when she was drooling over him in Arizona? Well, in case you don't, take a look.
All right, I'm gonna tell you a little bit. I just got to spend time with him. Love the guy, fantastic. He is gutsy. The guy has bigger, okay. Wait, let me think about how I want to word this. My staff always says, whatever you do, do not say balls. So I'm not gonna say it. That guy has a backbone made of steel. I'll tell you what he's got. I don't know if you heard of this, but he's got BDE. Anybody know what that means? Ask your kids about it later. I call it big DeSantis energy. He's got the same kind of BDE that President Trump has. And frankly, he has the same kind of BDE that we want all of our elected leaders to have.
I personally don't think anybody with true BDE uses their hands like this, that both Trump and DeSantis do. It seems like a toddler kind of squirming, but that's just me. DeSantis even stumped for Kari Lake on the campaign trail, and during an event with the governor, she declared that earning the moniker DeSantis of the West was the greatest compliment you could pay me, except for, of course, Trump in a dress, a thought which would make me become an incel. Well, apparently that big D energy has shrunk. Yesterday, she shared this article from the conspiracy mongering website Gateway Pundit. The kiss of death, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis endorsed by George Soros. That's about as hard a turn against her BD having buddy as can be. But did Soros really endorse DeSantis? Nope, not at all. In truth, the billionaire and progressive mega donor had not expressed a preference for DeSantis, instead just predicted that he would beat Trump for the nomination in 2024. Here's the video.
My hope for 2024 is that Trump and Governor DeSantis of Florida will slug it out for the Republican nomination. Trump has turned into a pitiful figure, continually bemoaning his loss in 2020. Big Republican donors are abandoning him in droves. DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He is likely to be a Republican candidate.
Soros was making that statement from Transylvania, where he just finished sleeping upside down. The deceptive attack marks a heel turn for Lake, who has spent the months since her loss proclaiming that her election had been stolen from her and following Trump around like a particularly clingy pet in what many believe to be a less than dignified bid to be tapped as Trump's running mate, according to Mediaite. I mean, she just wants to be a tiny Trump, a Trump in a dress. Can't get that out of my head still. Bashing on DeSantis and continually denying elections, a perfect pair, like wine and cheese. Or maybe more appropriately for this pairing, like deep fried butter and state fair rides that make you sick.
Okay, so I gotta do a quick fact check on that. That wouldn't make you an incel. Might make you a volcel.
Oh yeah.
Because you would be voluntarily celibate at that point.
That's a strong point. Thank you for recognizing my game. I appreciate that.
Yes. Look, we try to deliver the news here, okay? Truth telling. And to your point about do they have problems down there? Well, Trump said it, so it must be true. He's like, I got no problems down there, which is what a guy always says when he walks into a room. He goes, I got no problems down there. Got no problems at all. Okay, if you say so, brother. Look, I don't want you to ask your kids about it. Kari Lake encouraging people to be groomers. Ask your kids about the genitalia of DeSantis. No, don't do that. Okay, the D does refer to genitalia, and so she went from like, oh, isn't he big now? To oh, he's in cahoots with Soros. And you just saw Soros. Soros insulted DeSantis and said, well, I think he's going to win, but it's not a good guy. And this is from Gateway Pundit. I'm not sure that Gateway Pundit has ever printed anything that's true. Like, in their entire history of existence. I think you probably get fired if they're like, oh, okay, we said it's 68 degrees outside. They're like, God damn it, it is 68, you're fired. Okay, so anyways, but to me, the most interesting turn, guys, is hardcore MAGA going, nope, we're done with DeSantis. The Messiah has spoken, and so we're all going Trump. So far, everyone that I've seen in right-wing media, almost everyone, and everyone that's a politician and in power is supporting DeSantis, and almost all of MAGA is supporting Trump. And in that contest, I gotta say, Brian, I got Trump.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, I've said this before, and I'll say it again now, like until somebody actually deigns to take a swing at Trump, he's not gonna go down. And like, we know that he's gonna go scorched earth anyway. Just a few things on the Kari Lake thing. First of all, asking that audience, like the Fox News audience, if they know what BDE is just so funny to me, because like the average age of these people, the median age of these people is like 110. And they're like, so how many of you out here know what BDE is? And they're like, I don't even know how to turn this, I don't even know how to change the channel. I lost my remote control 17 years ago. But then it really does make sense, all of this, because Kari Lake will just go wherever the wind blows her. And for a little while, it seemed like Ron DeSantis was the new guy in town, the heir apparent in the Republican Party. Now it's kind of switched back over to Trump, and so Kari Lake just goes right on over there. But it's kind of perfect because she is like a perfect microcosm of what the Republican Party is, which is like stands for nothing, no principles, no philosophy, no governing values. It's just like, where can I go where I can get the most power? And for 5 minutes, it looked like that was gonna be with Ron DeSantis. Now, 5 minutes later, it looks like it's gonna be for Donald Trump. So she scurries right from Ron DeSantis right back over to Donald Trump. And she'll keep doing that, because that at the end of the day is what she actually stands for. It's just consolidating power for herself. And wherever she needs to go, whoever she needs to cling on to get there, she'll do it. But she is a really perfect microcosm of exactly what that party represents.
That is very true, but I will still go again on the record against both of your predictions and say I believe DeSantis beats Trump for the nomination, and that's why Kari Lake would be a perfect choice for Trump as his running mate, because like him, she is a loser. If you didn't hear the news, as a little cap to this story, appeals court rejects Kari Lake's challenge of election loss to Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs in the latest in a string of legal defeats for Lake. Of course, prominent election denier and fan of Trump's BDE, if she even knows what that means.
Yes. By the way, just last quick thing. I think that her main advantage, Kari Lake, is that she doesn't look crazy. She looks normal. Like Rudy comes out there and he's like, the wax is coming off, his leather face is almost dropped off. Like Tucker has this weirdo. I mean, I don't know. They're all like ghouls and goblins out of some sort of haunted house, right? Kari Lake looks normal, and she's like, "Hey, how you guys doing? I was a news anchor. I look totally normal." Now let me tell you something. Okay, the election was stolen, and I think it was the ghost of Hugo Chavez. And whatever you do, don't take medicine. Doctors are all lying. And that was her. Like, that's why she's got any kind of momentum within the Republican Party. She first of all, she barely lost. Katie Hobbs, terrible candidate for the Democrats, hidden in a cave the entire time. But the last Republican who had won in Arizona, who had run in Arizona for governor, had won by over 18 points. So Kari Lake blew basically an 18-point lead for the Republicans. So if she didn't look non-crazy, she'd already be in the dustbin of history. Like, nobody's interested in someone who should have won by 18 and lost.
How long that lasts for her, because that party has a tendency to age people pretty quickly. Stephen Miller is like 37 years old. The guy looks like he's like 59. So we'll see how long the Kari Lake glazed over face looks.
Yes, as her demise and all these court battles happened, I'm starting to see that kind of staring into an abandoned carnival look creep into her eyes a little bit. So stay tuned.
The black just continues to take over their eyes and moves outward, and there won't be any white left in her eyes within, I don't know, 2 years, I'd say.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.